of the biggest issues here in Polk County that we've encountered in the past years is employment, and that's the case across the nation. People finding jobs is always a difficult thing. But one of the things that makes it a lot easier is to have an organization that is all about helping people find the opportunities that are right there available in front of them. And joining us today is an organization that is all about that, from Polk Works. With us is Lori Walsh. She is with Human Resources with the W.S. Badcock Corporation, and also sits as the board chair for the Polk Works. Also with us is Stephen Carr. He is the Assistant Director of Business Services at Polk Works.
Good morning.
And last but certainly not least is Paula Bond. She is the Assistant Director of Business Services at Polk Works.
Good morning.
Just kind of give us a little overview of what Polk Works is, what kind of services they offer.
Well, Polk Works helps people, job seekers, individual job seekers, connect with employers with jobs, and it helps those employers recruit individuals that meet the needs of their business. But it's so much more than that, because we offer many, many other services to our job seekers and our employers.
Now, because you have such a wide gamut of services, and of course, one of the best ways to find out what's available is obviously to visit your website, right?
Yes, and that is polkworks.org.
Paula, what service is it that you guys offer that most employers don't really even know about?
I think very individualized recruiting services for them, but also in addition to that, our training grants, such as on-the-job training or our competitive edge training awards, where employers can use those vehicles to train their employees, and it gives money back to the employer.
How can a company find employers? Because that's what you're all about. You're all about matching the need up with the resource. How can a company find great employees like that?
They can, of course, contact us. And as Paula mentioned, in the recruiting services that we offer, we listen to what the need is and we match it according to the individuals that meet that skill set. Mm-hmm. Whether it's doing it in-house recruitment, whether it's posting their jobs on our website, which is employflorida.com, doing file searches, setting up virtual recruiters for the employer. That means anytime someone hits the system with that skill set, it will automatically alert the employer.
Which is really what kind of sets you guys apart from, your standard web search or, a service like Monster or something like that. The individual time that's spent matching up Polk County employers with Polk County employees.
Perfect. It's a customized, personal service for the employer, because as you mentioned earlier, there's an enormous amount of need out there for the employers to fill positions, right, as well as individuals who are seeking opportunities. So if the employer is looking for a particular skill set, I'll give you an example. There was a need here in Polk County for a chemical engineer. We were able to search the database and find an individual or several individuals that have that skill set, present them to the employer, and the employer get an opportunity to interview those individuals.
Do you think what do you think is the biggest problem with finding employment? Do you think it's more that people aren't searching in the right place? Do you think it's that maybe they're they don't realize the need for their specific skills?
Yes, in a way. What it is the employers and the job seekers, we found, are not meeting in the same places. And what I mean by that is if employers are on one of the other websites, the job seeker may not be there. So our goal, and it actually ties into our initiative that we're currently in, Race to Place, is to put the job seeker and the employer in the same meeting place. Therefore, individuals who have a very specialized skill set or entry level can meet and see the opportunities that employers may currently have open.
I think it's also the job seekers' soft skills. And I think Lori could speak to this because so many of the people have been in a job for a while. They aren't used to interviewing, and their resume may look good, but they may come in and they just may not be able to sell themselves in that job interview. And we do have classes on that. We can assist people with their resumes and interviewing skills.
Correct. There are various one-stop centers throughout Polk County that provide the job seeker, and we've been talking a lot about the employer services, but from the job seeker's perspective, they can go in and, as Paula mentioned, receive that resume boost, somebody to take a look at it and review that, give them some interview tips. There's also a suit closet where individuals can go in and get clothes to make sure that they're well suited and appropriately dressed for the interview. There's various additional services from the employer perspective, seeing that I represent W.S. Badcock Corporation, where when we have, there are numerous recruiting fairs throughout the county throughout the year. In addition to that, as previously mentioned, the website that we can go to, but there are also React services. If an employer in town is unfortunately having to reduce staff, they also have somebody to help them through that process.
Now, Stephen, I heard you, you were talking about going in, finding out what the need is and everything. And I've heard the term labor market information kind of thrown. What is it that they're talking about?
Labor market information is taking statistical analysis and being able to convey that to the employer or the job seeker. And what I mean by that is, let's say an employer may want to make sure that they are competitive in the marketplace. This information is put out by the U.S. Department of Labor and the state of Florida, and we're able to share that information with the employer. For example, if they're finding a trend of their staff leaving, well, in the labor market information, it gives an example of what the salary ranges are, and it stacks that up against local, Polk County, state, and nationally. And it gives the employer an opportunity to kind of reassess and make sure that they are offering competitive wages. Right. Another aspect for the job seeker, if the job seeker is interested in being a rocket scientist, and let's say the labor market information will show us what the trends are. It will give us a projected growth for a certain amount of time in terms of opportunities in that career. So you may, in your heart want to be a rocket scientist, but the labor market information will show that that is a very occupation that does not have a lot of growth.
Right. And
it may give you an opportunity as an individual to reassess your career goals.
And really what you're talking about is, from the employee look at it, is a career.
Absolutely.
You're not looking to place them in a temporary position. You want them in a place where they can settle in and feel at home and make a career of it.
Absolutely. And that labor market information not only gives the stat, but it also gives what is, how do you go about getting into that occupation, whether it's education, experiences that you may need to be successful in that, transferable skills, as we mentioned. All of those things can be pulled out of the labor market information to help, whether it's a job seeker or employer.
Okay, great. Now, PolkWorks does something that's kind of unique. They offer special awards to employers. Tell us a little bit about the PolkWorks Awards, Best Places to Work Awards.
Okay, we open up that application process every year. And that award is to recognize employers for their best practices and what they've done through their company to offer a good work-life balance for their employees. And those employers are recognized at our annual meeting. They receive an award. And for those employers that receive the award 3 years in a row, they are then eligible to become Best Places to Work Employers of Distinction. And that award is good for 3 years.
Wow.
And actually, W.S. Badcock has won that award. And
while Best Places to Work is not something unique necessarily to Polk County, you see it across the nation. Polk Works was the first to actually bring it to Polk County and to have a county-wide award and recognition program in place. We have been very excited to participate and to apply each year, and like Paula had mentioned, we have won for repetitive years now. The application process is very easy to complete. It also includes an opportunity that your employees are surveyed, so it gives you a real pulse as to what the morale is within your organization. All of the information that they collect is reported back to the employer, which again is very helpful. We also receive the information as far as the other applications and the other winners that have applied for the program each year. So it also gives us an opportunity to do some benchmarking and compare ourselves and what benefits we offer our employees.
Right. Now, coming from the Badcock Corporation, Human Resources, what kind of benefits have you seen from receiving this award and teaming up with Polk Works and being recognized as such a great place to work?
We receive many benefits, from decals to the actual trophy that's on display within our workplace. We also use the logo information in recruiting websites and job boards, as well as within our own internal material.
Great.
I might add, too, that another company who's won in the past is Southern Wine and Spirits, and they have actually put up billboards and bought T-shirts for their employees because they were proud of having that distinction.
That's cool.
And that attracts quality employees to their place of business because they would like to work for a company who is considered a best place to work.
Certainly.
Exactly.
And I would like to also mention, we have judges that serve every year in judging those awards. And the judges have no knowledge at all of who's applied. We take all the employer name, address, any contact information, anything out that would identify that employer. So the judges actually have no idea who they're judging. And it's very interesting to sit in there. We don't participate. We're in the room, but it's very interesting to sit in there and hear their comments on why an employer would not make it versus an employer that would.
And there are various categories. So there's the small business, a medium, and a large, and I believe also a mega employer.
So, Stephen, what is exactly Race to Place?
Race to Place is an amazing initiative, and that is to place 10,000 Polk County residents into a job between January 2013 and June 30th, 2013. And we're well on our way as a community in achieving that goal.
That's incredible. 10,000 placements in 6 months.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's got to make a mark on Polk County.
Absolutely.
We've been receiving state recognition. Our CEO, Stacey Camel-Dominic, has presented this to workforce boards throughout the state of Florida. We're very, very proud of the initiative. We originally had seen the Polk County unemployment rate well above 9%, and as a result, we certainly feel of our Race to Place initiative, we're now below or at 7%.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Yeah. Over 2% drop in 6 months. That's
absolutely.
And again,
incredible.
it's because the employers are working together and filling these spots with the candidates. We know where to find them.
And it can get better.
Absolutely.
And that's the ultimate goal, right?
Absolutely.
Polk Works is, by far the best opportunity for job seekers to get teamed up with employers and employers to find job seekers right here in your backyard. When you're out there and you're searching online and you're doing all this other stuff and you're putting all the effort into it, these guys have already taken that. They already have the contacts. They already have the data. They're ready to plug you in. So, listen, if you're an employer that needs employees, or if you're somebody that's out there looking to start a new career, you need to get in touch with Polk Works. It's really easy. All you have to do is go onto their website at www.polkworks.org. It's easy to remember. Or you can call them at 863-508-1600. There's also the one-stop centers all across the county that you can get plugged into. Again, go to the website, find out where those centers are, stop in, talk to somebody, get connected with Polk Works, get connected with an employer, and let's make Polk County stronger.